right, my friends, welcome to Asheville, North Carolina. This is a beautiful town. We're right downtown. This is the Arts District, well known and well regarded as a tourist spot for good reason. Beautiful buildings, great food. I had a fabulous cup of coffee this morning. This is a really pretty town. The weather here is pretty interesting. They actually call this a temperate rainforest. They get a lot of rain, something like high 30s, 38, 39 inches of annual rainfall. And they get that throughout the year, almost every single month, a couple of inches of rain. So this builder we're gonna be visiting, I suspect is gonna have to do some serious detailing to make sure that their houses don't get wet. Now, temperature-wise though, this is a pretty nice spot. Summertime, maybe high of low 80s. Wintertime doesn't get much colder than about 30 degrees. It's like 28 to 42 in January here, so it's not bad. Believe it or not though, they do get quite a bit of snow. They get sometimes an average of 10 inches of snow. So they're gonna always get snow, maybe a little bit, maybe a lot. We're gonna be visiting Allaire Homes Red Tree Builders. We also wanna talk with these guys a little bit about what happened with Hurricane Helene, because they're coming up on that 1-year anniversary. And from what I've heard, the town was absolutely devastated and the aftermath was nutty. Like no water for 2 months for a lot of people, no power for a long period of time, and of course all the horrible cleanup. So we've got a really interesting build show on the road today. With that being said, we're visiting Allaire Red Tree from Asheville, North Carolina on Build Across America. Let's get going.
Build Across America, a Build original series, is brought to you by Arkland, Builder's First Source, Huber Engineered Woods, Pella, Truss, and ViewRail.
Hey friends, in today's episode of How to Build Across America, we're diving into building homes that can stand up to the challenges posed by unique climates. From coastal areas to dry deserts, the materials we choose play a huge role in the durability and safety of our homes. And a product I've recently encountered making game-changing impact in fire resistance is Arkland FirePoint. This is a revolutionary sheathing solution that meets our mission of thinking beyond code to set new protection and durability standards for builds. FirePoint, engineered by Arkland, uses advanced intumescent technology to slow down the spread of flames, providing up to 53% more fire resistance than code requires. This patented technology helps buy critical time for residents to evacuate and first responders to act, up to 90 minutes on a 60-minute rated wall assembly. And oh, by the way, this is on a plywood base. When we install this on the job site, the framers are installing it just like they have been with sheathing for decades, right? There's nothing weird, there's nothing sensitive, we're not worried about water. This is a really bomber assembly. Whether you're building in a wildfire-prone area or designing to withstand house fires, FirePoint delivers unmatched flame spread protection. But it's not just about fire safety. FirePoint makes building faster and more efficient. It can eliminate the need for shaft liners and gypsum in certain assemblies, reducing material costs and labor while elevating fire protection performance. It's lightweight, easy to install, and works with any exterior cladding material, making it a great solution for builders and architects working across various regions. As we continue to explore building science across the country, FirePoint stands out as a product that not only enhances safety, but makes your construction process more efficient and cost-effective. FirePoint is a solution that provides peace of mind knowing that your building is better protected while also meeting the demands of your specific project, no matter the climate. Protect what matters most with FirePoint. Man, look at this beautiful job site in the trees, nestled up here on the hill. We're really not far from downtown Asheville. We're about to meet Brandon Bryan, a partner at Allaire Asheville Red Tree. Oh, this is a good looking house. Look at those Anderson windows set right into his concrete wall. I wonder if that was cast in place or if that's precast. And I like how his zip comes down and he's liquid flashed that joint there. Let's go see if we can find Brandon. Brandon! Hey, there he is.
Matt.
Dude, thanks for having me out to the job site.
Happy to have you here.
This is a beautiful spot, I gotta say, Brandon. Very pretty house.
Yeah.
So, I hate to jump right into the nerdy details,
Let's go.
but I'm walking up and I'm thinking, was that cast in place or was that precast?
Yeah, the beautiful thing, this is precast, done in a factory, off-site, dropped in with a crane one day. And so you already got this finished, and you can see where they do their joints.
Yeah, okay, so this is a panel joint because they poured this in the factory and then joined these two together. Is this a local company?
It's a local company, K-Wall. It's monocast, and it's already insulated, stud in the back, so we don't have to do any more framing.
Oh,
so
fabulous.
it goes right to finishing well.
And I love seeing that joint air sealed, water sealed. You're flush with your zip up there, so are you doing the same finish on these walls as above, or what's happening?
Yeah, so we'll come through and do a smooth finish on stucco. Got that modern feel. And then once we have the zip, we're going to do the James Hardie Artesian with the mitered corners.
Oh,
And
cool.
so they'll kind of just pop into each other.
I just did a project with that. It's awfully pretty.
Yeah.
Those mitered corners, people love it when
Love
you
it.
see it on the
Yeah.
job site. Let's go in the basement because I want to see this precast. This is not a usual sight to see on American builds. Check it out. So there's your EPS foam. How thick of foam or how much R value do you have here typically?
So got an R19 here, 5,000 PSI. You know, not a super, like a poured wall, we typically do 10 inches, 12 inches. So this is only 8 inches, but this is studded out. So this is kind of part of the structural of this.
Yeah,
So
it's like
you got
it's like a
concrete
beam that you'd see this way, but tilted up this way,
tilted up
right?
that way, yeah.
That's
and
pretty
so
cool.
already ready for the drywall. As I said here, we got chases for plumbing, electrical, so we're not having to drill through that.
Okay, so you didn't drill these. These are just like a knockout, basically.
Yep, they've already got, so
ready.
they got one up here, one here.
That's neat.
Kind of makes it flawless for everybody to do their work.
And am I seeing that the slab is like toothed in down here? So this kind of helps lock these walls in place?
Yeah, I think the thing when I started doing these 15 years ago, it's a floating foundation. So we got no concrete footer. So it's just sitting on pea gravel. So that wall is just sit here. And so the slab will have a turn down here, a piece of rebar comes down. They'll run another piece, pour the concrete slab, and that's what really locks in the bottom part of this to make it structural.
Wow.
And then once you put your trusses and subfloor, that locks the top. So now we don't have the racking that we were concerned about.
That's pretty neat. And then how do your trades like working with the galvanized studs? Anybody complain about this?
Nobody complains about it. You know, actually, I think everybody kind of likes it because all of a sudden we just go here, you know, all the trades super love it, right? Because it's no drilling for them. But drywall guys, no complaints. So.
That's fabulous. And I was wondering about this, and I'm guessing by the fact that there's concrete on it, this was in place when they poured, probably.
Yeah.
These bucks. So this is just a 2x8 or 10, pressure treated, so you'll never have any problems. And they cast this in place, so when it came out, you better have your rough opening right.
Yeah, you better.
You
Or
better
you're not
verify.
changing windows either. So yeah, so that's exactly it. So this will come in, and everyone we've ever done has got this perfectly done here. So.
Man,
And-
even though we're in a full basement with all these Anderson windows, all this light coming in, this feels great down here.
Yeah.
And this is not an 8-foot ceiling either, is it?
No, our standard's 12 feet basement walls. We'll do 24-inch open web trusses that allows us to put everything up in there. And then really we can tuck everything in. It makes this basement, which is finished space. So this is a main floor and a basement. And so this is bedrooms down here, living space, fun activity. And so we want it to feel just as open
Yeah.
as we would be up there. Not a dungeon.
Would you come and measure for trusses one last time after the walls are in place, or are they so good that you can get trusses ordered ahead of time?
We've done it both ways. If it's a new vendor we're working with, a truss manufacturer, we'll say, hey, let's just measure. Or like this house, pretty simple. It's it's a square box.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll have 28 corners in a house. That guy we're going to end up measuring.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty spot on, but something like this, we know we can just kind of go ahead. So there's where your time saving is.
These yellow tags remind me of my trusses. Is that Builder's First Source trusses?
That is.
That's funny. That's my supplier too. That's cool. I like it. With Advantech on the top, is that 3/4 Advantech decking you're using?
And 3/4 Vantech. And so here's where a little bit of why that Vantech is so important to us. When we floor this, we'll end up having to backfill. So we do a frame 1 and a frame 2. So we frame all of this down here. We'll put the subfloor on.
Because the floor locks those walls in place too. It's kind of part of your foundation
Part of my
engineering.
foundation. And then framers will go away, week, 2 weeks, let us backfill, let's do all that. That way we can do their decks, we can get these in. and then that way they're free to just keep framing.
Then they keep rocking. Are you using different framers every job, similar framers?
Yeah, we're pretty consistent with who we use. The same 2 or 3 companies. We'll price that out so that way they know what they're doing. But
Yeah.
you know, this company, and then there's other competitors that do precast walls. So this is fairly common in our market.
Man, we haven't even gone out of the basement, and I'm loving these details. This looks great, man. This is really fun. I'm seeing metal trunk lines with some flex coming off, so I'm already liking your duct supplier. What's the reason to sheathe and fire foam at this mid break here that I'm seeing?
Yeah, so they're going to call this our fire in North Carolina building code. We've got to have that break every 1,000 square feet. So we have got to do that
interesting.
so that way we don't have
Fire
chases.
move
Yeah,
from one
in
section
theory,
to the
yeah.
other. Huh. I'm not sure that I've had to do that. That's interesting. So that's just a fire break in the mid span of the floor, basically.
If you want to see something we commonly fail, which is not what that says, but it mostly is, there's going to be something that is not fire caulked in that part, right? Like someone's forgot, we forgot to do that one trunk line.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We don't normally start our videos in the mechanical room, but Brandon, if I see a big open mechanical room, I gotta go see what's in there. And I'm liking already what I'm seeing. Look at this, man. You got your ERV. We're seeing these more and more across the country. Builders are adopting this. I'm guessing this is probably not your first ERV install.
Not our first. We made ERVs pretty standard about 12 years ago.
That's great.
What I was
You're
doing,
way ahead of the curve.
Yeah, well, I was building houses with bath fans for balance and realized, man, I was creating a fairly unhealthy environment. And now we've got dehues as part of our standard.
Is that
So
right?
every house
Awesome.
gets a dehumidification.
Fabulous.
Just because of our mixed zone climate. It's high humidity, and then we'll get super dry out. So sometimes we'll even put a humidifier for the winter, but standard dehumidification.
Fantastic. And where will that live on this house, that dehumidifier?
It'll
Down in
live
this-
here, and it'll be connected to all the ductwork.
Okay, so we're in the rough mechanical phase, so not all the equipment would typically be in at this phase. They might install that at the final.
Yeah.
Especially in a nice mechanical room like this. Will you be required to drywall this whole ceiling and everything in here, or not necessarily?
We're not, but we typically do because we want to geek out in this room and treat it just as.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll typically the shear wall behind us is part of the system for the panelized system. So
Oh, I didn't even
to
think
give
about
it
that.
strength.
You've got a fully sheathed wall right in the center,
Yeah.
which is helping give some strength laterally to this house too, right?
It does, and then there's bracing up in the trusses for that. But yeah, we'll drywall this room. You can see that we kind of got everything labeled out. Most of the time, we're working with architects to give us as much square footage as we can for this space because this kind of looks like an octopus coming out of here.
Yeah, you need a lot of space down here for all this.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how long have you used the zip system sheathing?
I've been building for 19 years, and in anticipation for this question, I think we're probably 15 to 16 years.
You were an
of
early
doing it.
adopter.
Yeah,
That's
love
great.
their system. You know, they're based in Charlotte, so
Yeah.
getting to know them was easy.
Not far at all.
They got great customer service and some great humans over there too.
That's awesome. Let's get out of the basement and go see the rest of the house. We'll meet y'all upstairs. Brandon, I like your job site protection system.
Yeah.
These are great, aren't they? I have a real similar system that I use. Just unscrew them at the end of the job, take them back to the shop, and reuse them again.
Yeah, safety would be a good priority, right?
Yeah, it's a big deal. Man, this is a nice house. I like this size. I'm curious, from your clients here in Asheville, I think of this as a tourist town. Do you have a lot of clients that have second homes here? Are you building primary residences? What?
It's a mix, but it mostly is people moving here, and then they're going to be here full time. So like this client particularly, part-time in the summer until they retire. So
Oh, interesting.
sometimes it's 2 to 3 years.
Is this known as a retirement destination?
It is. We'll have a lot of what we call halfbacks, people from up north that go to Florida and they come halfway back because they missed that season.
Halfbacks,
So
that's
that's the thing here. So you get a lot of people that are seasonal Florida to here,
Yeah.
so they get the best of both worlds. Or you'll get people, hey, I'm tired of the cold, but I like a little bit. I like that cold,
Right.
maybe snow once a year. It makes me appreciate it, but
that's
not,
kinda
I'm
your
not
winter,
falling in
isn't
love
it?
with it. Yeah. And so good mixed climate, and as we're about to get into fall, like you can't beat fall here. The
bet
leaves
it's amazing.
changing. Yeah, it's a beautiful area.
Beautiful spot. Now, I don't want to get too sidetracked on this because I want the video to focus on you and your construction, but
Yeah.
I know anytime anybody says Asheville, we think about what happened almost a year ago now with the hurricane that hit you guys. Give us a quick flavor for what it was like living through that. Was your
Yeah.
personal house hit?
My personal house, so it's a arc of a story. My personal house did not actually take any damage, but I did sit there as I woke up and I was hearing trees fall and fall. And then I got up, sitting in my chair and watched, I got a big bank of windows kind of like that. And I watched this pine that I kind of forgot I left fall within 5 feet right there and just shook the house. But some of my trees landed on my neighbors. So in our neighborhood, I was one of 3 houses that didn't have a tree on their house or through their house. So we sawed our way out, live in the north end of town, sawed our way out that day, went and checked on our office, thought, okay, not too bad. Tons of tree damage. Of course, we knew it was gonna be some flooding, but it was like a total blackout. We had no cell service, we had no power, we had no water, we had nothing.
Wow.
And so the next
cell,
day,
power, and water.
yeah, all out, no communication whatsoever.
Jeez.
The next day got out. I literally thought I was leaving to go to a conference because I couldn't tell the flight was canceled. But again, my world had just been here.
Right, you
I
didn't
hadn't
know it
seen
was
the
happening
greater. Yeah.
in the greater.
And so,
wait.
a lot of flooding, a lot of trees, mudslides. So it was raging water as opposed to just rising water.
Yeah.
So it's something unique. So it got kind of caught up in the mountains. We've got Mount Mitchell, that range, highest peak east of the Mississippi. But you imagine all that water just hits mountains, hangs out the hurricane did, and just sheets down. So, when we take job sites, houses we built, ones we had built, or even this one, we're taking a lot into like what's happening above us, and then what are we doing to our neighbors? So like,
Right.
Let's control water. Let's make sure we're putting some retention on our own, even on our gutters.
Yeah.
Water is our number one enemy as a builder,
Yeah.
almost in the structure, but for us, it can also be for the outside.
Yeah.
What's it doing, erosion and all that.
Has that changed how you think about houses in terms of I think I heard you guys were out of city water for months. Weeks, months, out of power for days or weeks. Like, are some of those disaster resilience things, are those getting built into every project now? Are you putting backup generators in? Are you talking about how to make the food pantry in the house or the disaster pantry? Things like that.
How to be resilient, right? So I think a couple of things that we're now doing, we got a lot of houses got solar and battery. We've had some that had generator, but we even had one homeowner that was having issues even with his generator, getting it even to power up, even during the storm, even it being on propane. So it's a matter of also making sure everybody's yearly doing their checkups.
Right, do their maintenance.
So an arm of our company for maintenance and trying to make sure
right?
we're doing a home care.
That's great.
So that's kind of part of it, right? You can build a great structure, but you never know how people are living in it or how they're maintaining it. So that check-in with our clients is important. Going future, I think we're really working on climate resilience. So like our climate, we get, 4 distinct seasons. So what we're really working on when climate resilience, the house itself, like overhangs here so we don't have such overheating here, right? But this side we're up on the mountains. We've gotten here to get enough natural light.
Yep.
But we also trying to really, at the end of the day, on the site, be pretty resilient. It withstands. So like this bank and this cut we did here, which is, 20 some feet into virgin soil, and you can see the layers right there. We're in red clay, there's some rock in that, so we'll come back, natural vegetate that, but there'll be a swell here.
Okay.
A retaining wall, we'll take the water over and we'll go in the rain gardens.
Are you doing that as a landscape architect doing that? Who's figuring some of those things out?
It is a combination of everybody kind of coming to the
all
table.
the above.
Right? Yeah, you have the great design professionals, right?
Yeah.
But then you get out here and the land will kind of tell you because it's different than paper, right? And we're doing topos and there's some inaccuracies. But then we'll come back in and do another one and say, okay, now that we got this cut, we kind of know what it's telling us to do, which might vary a little bit, but between our installer, our landscape architect, and us, we'll kind of collaborate. One of the things over here we had on that wall, that Zen garden, was not planned.
Oh, really?
And it kind of was like, oh, this would
be perfect.
This would be perfect for that. Yeah.
Man, it's beautiful here. I can see why people want to come to Asheville to retire. I'm ready for you to build me a house, man. This is a gorgeous place to be.
Yeah. Well, one time we were called the Little Austin.
Is that right?
We were kind of weird like you guys were, but then you guys grew up, and I don't know what you guys are now.
We are giant now. We
You
have
are,
doubled
yeah.
in population in the 20 years I've lived there.
Yeah.
So it has gotten really, really big. We got another house to go to, right?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Guys, we need to hit the road. We'll see you at the next house.
So we're headed to our next job site. Matt's following behind us. We're headed over here to Olivet and Agri-Hood. As we're driving, I thought I'd tell you a little bit of backstory about how we started our company 19 years ago. And started out computer science degree, family had been in construction, building residential bridges, but I was selling land, seeing just a need because we had 3 builders there that were building, and man, just wasn't doing a great customer experience. One actually ended up in jail because he didn't even have a license. So it kind of gave me a feeling of like, I want to kind of express myself in some artistic way, and this is a good way of doing that. And so we started out wanting to be a green builder, focused on energy performance. We did that for years, just doing a great job when it came to that. But as we kind of evolved, we started noticing we wasn't spending as much time in there. What we were putting in the house, the off gas and the indoor air quality, what aspects of that should we be taking into account? So that kind of evolved to the next bit of just being really focused on indoor air quality, the health of the home, building a healthy home. Just kind of what we figured out is the energy performance is kind of a byproduct if you focus on indoor air quality. But we can build a very energy efficient house that can be, an unhealthy house. But also on that arc, we're a custom home builder. And what I realized that as I wasn't focused on the customer experience, and we were really just focused on building great homes. And so that's kind of been the other evolution of our company, from having an interior design in-house and having a full and on-staff certified interior designer, to really our evolution that we've had in the last 2 years of joining Allaire Homes. Allaire is the largest network of custom home builders across America and Canada. We've been talking to them for about on and off for 9 years. I feel honored that they had actually selected us. They're looking for the best builders in each market across the US and Canada. And so it was an honor to be selected to come on board. It is such a great network of builders, just a great mastermind, but also they do all the back office stuff for us. And so I can go build these houses and focus on building some of the highest performing homes in Western North Carolina and having a great customer experience. But now we have the back office resources to really have a client experience that's unheard of. And so that's been a great partnership. That's why you kind of see the 2 logos as we're doing a kind of co-branding. The Red Tree Builders name had been known for 19 years. Same team, same people. This is actually me investing in our company and really giving our team opportunities to scale and us kind of build in other areas as well and give our employees opportunities to be a part of that. And then that last little bit that we're really focused on now, I think we've kind of got that energy, the indoor air quality. Been working to net zero ready certification for the last 5 years and been a winner for 4 years for Department of Energy Innovation Award. I like to think of myself as somewhat of a visionary, and I get bored kind of easily. And so right now we're looking at wellness architecture. Climate resilient design is our next arc of where we're going for the future and what we're building. That's integrating a lot of off-site construction. It is looking at our sites, building houses that are appropriate, the landscape appropriate for the terrain and our climate, and then also trying to make sure our houses are healing. They have moments in them for reflection, and they have moments for laughter and gathering, but really be mindful of what we're putting in houses. So that's not only working with some of the best architects in the US, it's also really the products we're putting in there and use of color. And then lastly, I've been super geeking out on lighting and how we as a builders and what we do can affect people's moods and how we can use lighting for that and help people have better sleep, and really diving into what artificial lighting does to us and has an effect on humans, and having the ability to kind of bring lights down in the evening. And truly what we've always been seeking for is to make some of that stuff automative. So that's where we're going as a company. We're excited for our partnership with Allaire Homes and what that'll do for us, and our customer experience already been so good going into 2 years of that. So yeah, that's a little backstory about how we've become one of the top builders in Asheville, North Carolina.
Brandon, this subdivision is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. What's the story behind this?
Got a great story. So this was, like a lot of communities, went through the recession, bankrupt. A new group bought it, called it Olivet. Our first agri-hood. So, got an active farm. You got the French Broad River, which is the world's third oldest river.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's right. That's what the internet tells me. But that's what we say. And so you got the French Broad River here. You've got tons of walking trails. It's really back to nature living. You've got estate homes here. You got some houses we built that's kind of like on the river. And we got this exciting opportunity to partner with them to do 61 townhomes.
Wow.
Kind of that, that missing middle of just really being able to give somebody a good lock and go, and built on a high level, all solar panels, so it'll be all net zero homes.
Super cool.
Super excited about doing that. It's right next to the farm. We're going to have a playground, pickleball court, so it's going to be the active lifestyle.
That's really cool. Now I got to ask you, I was looking through your brochure. You guys do fabulous work, absolutely gorgeous. But your brochure has something that I do not see on a lot of builders' websites and certainly brochures. First off, a lot of logos for some organizations that you built to their standards, but also a HERS score. For people who don't know what a HERS score is, how do you explain that?
Yeah, I kind of call it that, the home energy rating system, right? It's that nice graph of 120 to 0 in a code-built house and then an existing house. So I just tell people this is an easy way for you to understand how your house is going to perform from an energy perspective. Part of those logos, Indoor Air Plus, is our standard. And so that energy is just kind of a byproduct of that. I think it's an easy way for consumers to understand, and they geek out. Like even this homeowner, like told you earlier, like -9. I'm super excited about that.
-9 HERS here, by the way.
And I try to tell everybody, if you're playing golf, that's what we want to do. We want a low score for the HERS score.
So remind me if I'm correct, but a 0 would be a house that makes as much energy as it uses. So this house at -9 actually gives more energy back to the grid than it even needs.
That's
Am
true.
I saying that right?
And you're saying that right. And we got batteries on this house, so there's ability to store it before you even have to give it back. So we try never to go, it's just my philosophy, never to go past like a -15, because then I think you're just spending money and then you're giving it to the power company. At least
Right.
our power company likes to take that back at a low rate.
I bet they do, yeah.
So like there's a good balance, and you're trying to just figure that through planning, design, execution.
Yeah.
So that -9 makes me feel good.
That's pretty awesome. Now, big focus on healthy homes, durable homes, resilience, obviously a focus, especially with the hurricane that hit you guys a year ago. Does that resonate with your audience, with your homeowners that are thinking about hiring you guys here?
Yeah, I think that's what people are looking for from us, is that resilience is a great word. And we've been saying durable for a while. This house, a lot of fiber cement, a lot of things
Good
that are low
overhangs
maintenance.
everywhere.
Yeah, good overhangs. We've got a lot of drainage to go around. So, low maintenance for a homeowner who's really looking to move here to just enjoy our 4 seasons, the view. I mean, here in a minute, I just can't wait to show you this view off the back deck of this house.
How about we go check out the view? I bet. Let's go see it, y'all. Oh, Brandon, look at this, man. This screen porch is legit.
It's that 4-season outdoor living that you're just looking for here.
And the weather, oh man, your temps are really nice a good portion of the year, aren't they?
They are. I think outside of just a couple months there that you just appreciate winter and remember why you don't live up north where it's below freezing. Just gives you a piece of it.
But it's not hot enough to be Texas either.
No.
I saw the maybe summertime highs are in the low 80s.
Yeah, like, July we had, this year was a little bit record, but then, then within 2 weeks we were back to fall, and then we had rain, so you just wake up every day and have a different adventure. So
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Now talk to me about when we drove in, one of the very first things I saw in this house, big solar system, pretty big solar. Is that connected to anything? What was the idea here? I think you mentioned already that this was a HERS -9. Are they doing anything else for backup or resiliency here?
Yeah, the whole vision of this house was to be self-sustainable, all electric house. Solar panels, obviously a piece of that, right? Then as we go through that, we've got the span panel down there so the homeowner can just control those things. He can see what's being used, that just knowledge of what is using energy, right? And so you can have that ability. We've got a second panel, and then we got the Tesla power walls for storage.
Yeah.
And then we've got it pre-wired for 2 EV chargers as well. So
Killer.
you can sit here and then just enjoy the beautiful day of sunshine and know that it's self-sustainable.
They're using propane for heat pumps.
Yeah.
What's the source for heating and cooling here?
Beautiful thing with this community, we've done a lot of geothermal, but the community Olivet, part of their ethos was all homes are geothermal in this community.
Really?
Kind of unheard of, right? When you start saying, hey, it's a mandated thing. So the cool thing is it's obviously super efficient, right, for the heating and cooling. And we've drilled out front in the driveway 3 wells with a well drilling truck. The part where Olivet, what I like about it, and if I shut up for a minute, you can hear it. So it's just nice and peaceful, right?
There's no compressors going
No
anywhere.
compressors, and that was their main reason. They didn't. We've got the French Broad River. We have nature, whatever bird that is.
I can hear the river. You guys may not be able to, but I can perceive the river is not far from us here.
Yeah, and imagine all those units would be coming on and off,
Humming.
just humming, right? So that's that, tranquility of just having the minimum impact on nature.
That's really neat. I hadn't thought about the whole quietness aspect of geothermal. We all think of it as a benefit for heating and cooling costs, but there's definitely something about that quietness that makes a lot of sense for a developer to say, hey, everyone needs to do it, not just this house
Right.
who opts for it. That's pretty fascinating.
Yeah. And so I don't think we've had one issue. That the nice thing, it's all self-contained in the house. So we don't have that outdoor unit that, even through a storm, not even a hurricane, even a windstorm or something, we just don't have to worry about that thing being out there.
Similar mechanical setup to the last house. What are you doing for hot water? Are you doing some fresh air in this house as well?
Yeah, so from the mechanical, we're doing the fresh air. So the ERV is in there. We're putting a humidifier on the system.
For wintertime, we're humidifying.
Yeah, so we got that 4 seasons. So you're going to have a heating season for about 3 months. You got to make sure that wood floor, the comfort of the homeowners. And then along with that, we got a dehumidifier for
Summertime and
climate
fall,
right now.
shoulder seasons.
Yeah, and so with the thermostat, all that humidification is tied into that. That way we can control it, us, and say, hey, here's our target of where we want to. So informing a homeowner that you may not be in a cooling or heating season, but they may be air flowing through here. That's a good thing, because I had previously clients that would just then turn stuff off, right? And the human behavior of how they build and live in these houses is critical. And so us educating what we're doing. The house has got the Broan Newtone system, so there's sensors all through the house for all the bath fans and any kind. So it'll pick up any kind of particulates from VOCs to humidity level, you name it.
Does that kick on
It kicks on
to a
automatically.
higher?
Yeah.
Huh.
And so that sensor will kick it on. It'll turn red, come on, and it'll get orange, and then it's back to green. Means that it's self-determined. It's got an app.
It's determined that it's okay.
You're good to go.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I saw you've got Unify wireless access point. I'm a big fan of those systems. They have a full rack with Unify in it. And did I see a Sonos speaker as well over there?
Yeah.
So they got a full Sonos system in the house, full Unify in the house. Some really interesting tech going on here. You must have a client who's into the finer
nerdy things, and then making sure every wire is perfectly lined up.
Sounds like my kind of people.
Yeah. You get all sorts of different people, but we get a decent amount of engineers. And that people are just like, hey, I'm really into what you're building. And then can we challenge you, Brandon, to do things that maybe you haven't done before? So that's the kind of clients we love, right? Like this client of giving us the opportunity to really shine and do things for them.
Yeah.
And then, but also we all love our music. We all be connected. So that's important as well.
I have both Sonos at my house and a Unify whole system, and they've worked beautifully the 5 years I've been in the house.
Yeah.
So those are really good systems that I like.
Yeah, that Sonos is so just touch-free. It's just smooth.
Yeah. Hey, as we wrap up our time in Asheville together, I feel like it would be, especially as we're right around that anniversary of when the hurricane hit last year, I'd love to hear a few stories from you on what it was like on the, frankly, both the human side, your construction team, and also what's it like to run a company through a disaster. Yeah. Is there a spot that we could talk through that we might be able to kind of see what you were dealing with in terms of Mother Nature?
Yeah, I think so. In this community, because the French Broad River, which is the river everyone saw on news, and if you've seen it, it showed that river going through Asheville, is literally right there. And yeah, I woke up a little worried about a few things, and those houses right down there were one of them.
How about we meet you down by the river?
So Matt, we're here, ground zero.
Whew.
French Broad River, this is what you've seen on the news, flooding through Biltmore, through Asheville, River Arts District.
Looks so peaceful today.
Man, just glorious, right?
Were we underwater at that time?
Yeah, we're probably maybe another 4 or 5 more feet above our heads right here.
Gosh.
Raging water coming through here.
Is there any trash or debris still a year later that hasn't been cleaned, or is it
Yeah.
all? It looks pretty good where I am here.
Yeah, you can see the community, all of it, just really went to work on it. They have all sorts of labyrinth and and walking trails through here. But on the other side there, you can see a little bit of debris.
It looks like maybe some canoe or construction or something nestled up in the trees, but
Yeah.
everything else looks cleaned up. But this was just full of all kinds of houses that floated down, and a lot of people lost their lives too, right?
Very much. I mean, it's a sad situation that I
Oh.
don't think we ever thought this area was going to have to live with and deal with. But you know, pretty resilient community, people.
Yeah.
And then
these houses are not far from the river. Did
No.
any of these get touched?
they did not. So you would think that they would. So we were building 2 of these houses. We built
You were
several.
building 2 of these when that happened?
Yeah, you see the second and third one, the modern and the Craftsman there. We just moved the homeowners into the one on the right, and then this
Oh.
modern one. You know, we had about another 2 months left.
Oh my
And so as you're
gosh.
like waking up to the world of, you know, going on, and we had other houses we built here, you think about these houses, right? Not
You're
just
wondering.
from this storm of, oh God, like that water is going to be in those houses, but not only that, but the water above them. And, you know, them were 3-level houses with a ton of stuff. So, you know, what was a beautiful thing when we finally was able to hear minimal damage, didn't have any silt fence blowout on the one. The other one we have rain gardens and was really intentional about capturing water. So for the fact that this was right here and all the things, maybe $500 in a day to try to really get that. And so,
Wow.
you know, really a lot during construction. You got to be mindful of how you're controlling water and silt fences, triple layers, what have you, and maintaining those. But even like thinking about how is water going to before I get done.
Yeah.
I was worried about those. We built some houses up on the mountains because there was trees that were falling and sliding. So there was, as a builder, you're not just worried about yourself and your own house, and then your team, and then you're
Yeah.
like, oh man, I've got a community of homeowners, and what do we need to do for them?
And I'm curious from like, if you can transport yourself back, what was it like for like your employees? That, you know, I suspect some of the folks that work for you and your subs for that matter had houses destroyed, knew people or had family members that were lost. Or missing at that point even. What were the days after that like for you guys?
Yeah, it was the most emotional roller coaster that every day was a little bit more to the point where all you do is find yourself grieving.
I bet.
You know, from our team, you know, it was a blackout, so I couldn't find out if people were doing it.
You couldn't pick up the phone and call anybody.
Text messages were happening. We're all checking in. We're a very tight group. And about, let's call it 6:37, all of a sudden texts were gone.
Whoa.
And the text, and I'll try not to be emotional. I guess I can be emotional. But my operations manager is literally texting us saying, here's my grandmother's number. Tell her we love you guys. As in,
Oh my gosh.
I'm almost saying goodbye
I may
to
not
you.
make it.
Yeah, may not make it. We had another guy that was already texting and said, house is taking on water. I've got to go. So, you know, it was just layered, and you realize how blessed you are in my current situation, and then you see the community as a whole. You know, I think my HVAC contractor, my shower glass, and my concrete company, all buildings got washed away. All we're talking about is slabs left. And just an antidote to that, I've been super involved with the Home Builders Association, was past president of North Carolina 2 years ago. And what a great organization. Our North Carolina Home Builders raised $500,000 and within no time was already giving money to those members that had lost everything. And
Wow.
you know, 10 grand when you don't have anything will help you get some tools, maybe a truck, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
get you back on your feet. Because we had to rebuild the community, and then we had obligations to clients. I
Yeah,
had
I
to
mean,
pay
as
some
a-
payroll.
As a builder, you're thinking, I want to help my community, but also, frankly, I need to pay my bills and make sure I've got money in my account to pay my subs who probably need money. And there's a certain amount of I gotta work to live,
Yeah.
but I also want to help people. I bet that was probably some tough tension for a long time.
It was conflicting about what to do, right? Because
Yeah.
you really want to help, and we have the skill and talent, so people should be relying on us, right?
That's right.
But at the same time, you know, you start looking around and like, hey, I had a good friend of mine from Virginia told me, Brandon, you may go out of business being a good deed guy. So be careful if you're working for insurance, make sure you're going to get paid. So he gave me some lessons because he almost went out of business because of it.
Wow.
So, you know, having a network of good builders to rely on, 'cause it was something I was unprepared for.
For sure.
100% unprepared. We're prepared now, and I've learned a lot. The mental health aspect was really the part I was not ready for.
Yeah, I bet that's true. I noticed even in your job site toilets, the porta potties, you have a suicide prevention hotline number right in the porta potty.
Yeah. So I've got a story. I tend to think everybody's got some kind of mental health story, but I had some dark periods in my life and came through that. And so, you know, I think that's what God's told me Brandon, you should share that story, and you should look out for people. And if we truly care about our workforce,
Yeah.
we should be an industry that people want to come to because we take care of them, but
That's right.
also we take care of them while we're doing it. And,
For sure.
You know, I think I shared some statistics, 4 times likely for suicide than job site fatality.
Is that right? Construction workers.
Yeah, construction, and the highest rate of suicide than any. And it's a variety of things,
More
right?
than police or military even.
Yeah. So like think about it, like, you know, you can get injured on a job site and then you can get addicted to some pain medicine, right?
Yeah.
Or there's just certain things that go with it. And I think as a business owner, from a COVID to a hurricane to all the pressure, and then you have markets that fluctuate.
That's right.
And you just don't know.
It's a tough job being a
It's
builder.
a tough job. Yeah. Yeah.
No
It's
doubt
not for the
about it.
faint of heart, for
No.
sure.